Oh my God, we're talking about energy, frequency, and vibration today. I love this topic. This is like my favorite thing. If belief is the seed, somebody said, or the roots, then energy, vibration, and frequency is the rest of the tree. So, welcome to Intro to Metaphysics. I am your professor, Dr. Kim Chi. Grab your notebooks because if you write it, you read it, you hear it, you say it, you also learn it. Before we really jump into this topic, I want you guys to know that, again, I'm just going to remind you, this is an intro, right? This is like an overview. And you guys have really, you already know so much about this topic. And I should say, it's important to remember that I am talking about this from a science perspective as well as a spiritual perspective. So we have to get sort of the foundation of it, which is belief, vibration, energy, frequency, all of those sort of terms before we can really dive into the good stuff, which is what you guys are all talking about: manifesting, affirmations, transforming your lives, Gnosticism, Hermeticism, all those things, right? So before we can get into the actual keys, we have to lay the foundation. So that's what these first few classes are about. So I hope that you guys are okay with that. Okay, I'm ready. Y'all ready? I'm so excited. Can you feel my energy? I'm so excited. So definition time. Energy is the capacity to do work or cause change. It exists in many forms. Kinetic, which means movement; potential, which means stored; thermal, which is just energy contained in a system; electromagnetic, which means waves, just waves. There's so many different forms of energy. It's everywhere. It is everything. Whether it's solid or liquid or gas or in another realm or in the physical realm, it is all made up of energy. You may be familiar with Einstein's E equals mc squared. All that means is that energy is equal to mass, which is the same thing. It's synonymous for the same thing. So energy is equal to mass or matter times the speed of light squared. In layman's terms, what that means is the faster energy moves, the more it becomes solid, I guess, for the purposes of metaphysics. So energy is the building blocks to the universe. It's physical, non-physical, it's our thoughts, it's our emotions, it's our actions. Energy is everything. It translates into our belief systems, which transforms into our reality. Higher frequency energy, and we're going to talk about frequency in a second. Higher frequency energy has more energy. Think light waves, think light. Lower frequency energy is softer, is more dense. So if we say, we could think about maybe a refrigerator has energy versus a dog whistle has a different frequency of energy. Frequency is the rate at which a vibration or wave repeats over time. It's measured in hertz. We're going to talk about it. Don't worry about it. For this class, what you need to know is everything vibrates, everything is sound, everything moves, including you, including me, including the objects that you think, this is my mouse, don't do anything. And it all has its own energy rate of frequency or energy vibration. It all has its own frequency. Positive emotions that we may feel have a higher frequency. Think love or joy or peace or gift giving or gratitude. What we would call negative emotions, lower frequency or lower vibrating emotions. Think anger, fear, sadness, regret, disgust. Those are all lower frequency energies. This is why I say, give Caesar what belongs to Caesar and God what belongs to God. it's no point in lowering my frequency or yours to argue a point that really has no weight on, or it does have a weight on how you manifest things in your world. You could spend the time arguing these points, but does it really help you in the long run? Okay, back to energy. Energy moves through what we call vibrations. Vibrations create what we call frequencies. So think of a radio, for example. You can tune into a specific frequency and catch the system, the station that you want to catch. Your thoughts, your emotions, your feelings, they act as a tuner for attracting and matching the different frequencies that you want. I promise we will see this in action. Vibration, by definition, is the movement of particles back and forth. So think of a guitar string, for example. If you pluck the guitar string, you see it moving back and forth. That's the vibration. So the moving back and forth is the vibration. How fast it moves is the frequency, and all of it is regulated by an energy. For the sake of this class, we're not going to go much further into defining and talking much about that, those concepts, and really breaking them down. Again, if you want to know more, that's more quantum physics. And just for the sake of this, quantum physics is really about measuring in the quantum realm, things like wave particles, ultraviolet light, all of those things. Metaphysics is really about measuring energy on the emotional level, emotions, thoughts. It's really about figuring out how to measure it on those levels. So in quantum physics, the quantum field says that all matter, all things, whether we can see them or not, whether we can touch them or not, is energy. And it exists in an interconnected sort of field of vibrating energy. This is where we get the realms from. So again, all things kind of start up here in this space, and then they move down slowly into a more solid space and more tangible space for us to understand. The way we understand energy in metaphysics is in terms of our emotions, our thoughts, our feelings, our experiences, so on and so forth. So if everything is energy, and your thoughts, emotions, and all of that emit vibrations, then frequency is how you really hold those vibrations. And if you stay in that state, emotional state, for a long time, it becomes your default frequency. This is where you can say, this is a happy baby, or a happy person, or a bitter person, or something like that. But like I said before, we are superpowered humans. We have the ability and power to, even if we've been in a constant state for a really long time, we have the power to switch that and move from one state to another. Well, I know you're going to say how to do that, Kim. Well, catch me in part 2.